Buckle up, because the transfer market is heating up and the biggest names are on the move. James Trafford is at the center of a massive Premier League scramble as the Manchester City goalkeeper eyes a move to finally secure that elusive #1 spot. With top-tier giants like Liverpool and Chelsea leading the charge for his signature, this is a developing story you cannot afford to miss.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
From the club game to the world stage, history is being made in Oceania. New Zealand is officially heading to the World Cup, with head coach Darren Bazeley guiding the All-Whites on a journey fueled by past heartbreak and newfound dedication. After dominating their qualifying campaign, this squad is ready to prove that their chemistry and culture can shock the biggest powers in football this summer. Meanwhile, the future of Bayern Munich is being reshaped right before our eyes. Transfer expert Gianluca Di Marzio reports that AC Milan is now the frontrunner for Leon Goretzka, as the midfielder prepares to leave Munich on a free transfer. Plus, we are tracking a major injury blow for Serge Gnabry, and a heated public spat between Rudi Völler and Oliver Kahn over Jamal Musiala. Finally, we have a massive upset to talk about in Turkey. Galatasaray stars Leroy Sane and Ilkay Gundogan suffered a shocking cup exit at the hands of Cenklerbirligi, despite dominating almost every single statistical category on the pitch. Keep your finger on the pulse of the beautiful game by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications for all the latest updates. Ever wonder what happens when a rising star finds his path to glory suddenly blocked by a global icon? That is exactly the reality facing James Trafford at Manchester City right now. The 22-year-old England international went from being City's presumed heir to the throne to watching from the sidelines, and the transfer rumor mill is already working overtime to capitalize on the situation. Trafford, who has been a standout since his days at Burnley and his heroics for the U21s, returned to the Etihad expecting a clear run at the #1 spot. But football is a ruthless business, and the arrival of Gianluigi Donnarumma completely shifted the goalposts. Now, with 6 Premier League clubs, including heavy hitters like Liverpool and Chelsea, circling, it is clear that Trafford's patience is wearing thin. Think about the landscape here. Liverpool are looking at a potential post-Alisson era, Chelsea are struggling to find stability in their own goal, and Newcastle is still searching for that long-term solution between the sticks. Even Tottenham is keeping tabs, pending their own structural shifts. Trafford isn't just a backup. He's a proven talent who showed his mettle with that triple save in the Carabao Cup final and a penalty stop against Mohamed Salah. He is a keeper who craves the spotlight, and at this stage in his career, he simply cannot afford to collect dust on the bench. It is a fascinating chess move by these clubs. Do they gamble on a young Englishman who has already proven he can handle the pressure of Wembley, or do they look elsewhere? Personally, I think Trafford has earned the right to be a starter somewhere, and sitting behind a world-class talent like Donnarumma is only going to stunt his growth. What do you think? Should Trafford force a move to secure his spot as England's future, or is staying to learn from a legend the smarter play for his development? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more insider looks at the transfer market. After all, the best stories in football aren't just played on the pitch, they're written in the transfer window. For years, the All-Whites were the ultimate victims of a cruel qualification cycle. Win the Oceania region, survive a grueling playoff, and watch your dreams evaporate on a foreign pitch. Whether it was the heartbreak in Mexico or the gut-wrenching exit against Costa Rica, New Zealand became the poster child for being perpetually left on the outside looking in. But everything changed with the FIFA expansion to 48 teams. Now, the dream isn't just a possibility, it's a reality. At the center of this transformation is Darren Bazeley. The Englishman who moved to New Zealand 2 decades ago for what was supposed to be a short adventure has instead become the heartbeat of the national program. Bazeley has lived the pain of those near misses as an assistant, and now, as the head coach, he is the architect of a new era. Having managed every youth level, he's essentially grown up alongside this generation of players. He's the only coach in history to bridge the gap from U17 and U20 World Cups to the senior stage. And that deep-rooted connection is exactly what he's banking on this summer. While critics argue that expanding the World Cup field might dilute the quality of the tournament, Bazeley isn't buying it. He believes his squad possesses something that money can't buy: pure, long-term chemistry. These players haven't just been teammates on a roster sheet. They've been brothers in arms since their schoolboy days. They've moved through the international age groups together, building a level of cohesion that is rare in the modern game. They may not be household names at top-tier European clubs, but they are seasoned professionals forging their paths across the globe, united by a culture that Bazeley has spent 17 years refining. This summer in North America isn't just about competing against the likes of Belgium or Egypt. It's about inspiring a nation where football is already the #1 participation sport. The goal is to ignite a spark similar to the legendary 2010 run, where a plucky New Zealand side famously left South Africa as the only unbeaten team in the tournament. That squad turned a generation of kids into dreamers, and now, those dreamers are the ones taking the field in 2026. As Bazeley prepares for a poignant pre-tournament friendly against his native England, his focus remains singular, proving that a small nation with 5 million people can punch above its weight through sheer grit and tactical unity. It's a classic underdog story, but for Bazeley and the All-Whites, this is far more than a sporting event. It's the next massive step in a 2-decade journey of devotion. Will this be the year the All-Whites truly arrive on the global stage? Let us know what you think of their chances in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that matter. Remember, the game isn't played on paper, it's played in the heart. Is Leon Goretzka ditching the Premier League rumors for a taste of the Italian dream? The transfer winds are shifting, and the destination might surprise you. Welcome back to our Bayern Munich update, where the headlines are as busy as the Allianz Arena on a match day. First up, let's talk about Leon Goretzka. For months, we've been speculating where he'd land after his inevitable Bayern departure, but transfer expert Gianluca Di Marzio is pointing to a clear leader: AC Milan. Reports from Italy suggest the Rossoneri are aggressive, putting a 3-year deal worth €5 million on the table. While Juventus, Napoli, and Inter are still sniffing around, Milan seems to have the momentum. It's a bold move for a player who has given 305 appearances to the Munich shirt, but sometimes a fresh start in Serie A is exactly what a veteran midfielder needs to revitalize his career. Down in the second tier, the story is a bit different. Youngster Javier Fernandez is currently out on loan at 1 FC Nuremberg, and according to the latest out of Germany, he's in no rush to pack his bags. Coach Miroslav Klose is clearly a fan, noting that Fernandez is finally translating his training ground potential into real match impact. With extension talks on the horizon, Bayern might have a future star brewing right under our noses. However, the mood in Munich is dampened by some heartbreaking injury news. Serge Gnabry's World Cup dream has been cruelly cut short by an adductor tear. Rudi Völler and Vincent Kompany have been quick to offer support, with Völler reminding us that even in the face of back-to-back tournament heartbreaks, Gnabry is still young and possesses the quality to bounce back by 2028. It's a bitter pill to swallow for a player having such a stellar season, but the recovery process starts now. Finally, we have some classic football drama involving Rudi Völler and none other than Oliver Kahn. Völler didn't hold back after Kahn suggested that Jamal Musiala should voluntarily sit out the World Cup to work on his fitness. Let's be honest. Questioning the dedication of a talent like Musiala feels like a reach, and Völler made it clear he wasn't buying into that narrative. Musiala is hitting top form, and he's exactly the kind of player you want on the biggest stage. What do you think? Should legends keep their opinions to themselves, or is the critique fair game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that subscribe button for your daily fix of Bayern news, and keep your eyes peeled for more updates as this wild season unfolds. Until next time, stay tuned and keep dreaming big. In a turn of events that feels like a glitch in the football simulation, the mighty Galatasaray just suffered an absolute nightmare in the Turkish Cup. If you thought the favorites were going to cruise through the quarterfinals, think again, because underdog Cenklerbirligi Ankara just pulled off the upset of the season. Leroy Sane was given the nod to start, but to be blunt, he looked like a shadow of himself out there. Despite his pedigree, he couldn't influence the game, and manager Åke Björk finally cut his losses, pulling him off the pitch in the 69th minute. Then you have Ilkay Gundogan, brought in at halftime to add some veteran composure, but even he couldn't rescue the ship. It is genuinely baffling when you look at the stats. Galatasaray controlled a massive 77% of possession and created way more high-quality chances, finishing with an XG of 1.74 compared to their opponent's one. Yet, football has a funny way of punishing you for failing to finish, and Furkan Uzum and Adama Traore made sure they paid the price. From being the defending cup holders and league leaders, this is a bitter pill for the Istanbul Giants to swallow, especially coming off that painful exit from the Champions League. It really makes you wonder if fatigue or complacency is creeping in at the worst possible moment. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and add Goalcom to your Google feed so you never miss an update on the beautiful game. Sometimes, even the biggest giants need a reminder that on any given night, the underdogs aren't just playing for respect, they're playing for history.